Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shadowing series with Conquer Languages. Estamos en el episodio número 8 del nivel B2. Welcome back, bienvenidos. Vamos a lanzarnos directamente a por ello. I'm gonna leave the text box right here para que veáis la tablita, the table, the vocab table, ¿ok? Y para que vayamos practicando juntos todo este vocabulario. But before we do that, I need you to go ahead and warm up. Do the warm up. Make sure that your face is relaxed, that you're feeling nice and relaxed, so that you can actually enjoy this exercise. Se trata de que lo disfrutemos y cuanto más relajados estéis a nivel activo, mejor. So, without further ado, pause the video, go watch the warm-up video if you need to, or make sure that you do warm up before starting. Confío que lo hayáis hecho en 3, 2, 1. Okay. And now, without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the vocab table. Okay? So, today's session is called When I Started Saying No. First, we've got say no, decir que no, okay? Take on too much, take on too much. Esto de take on is a phrasal verb. It's a really good one. Es como asumir demasiado. Take on responsibility, asumir la responsabilidad. Okay, take on. Y quizá os suene una canción de Take on me. Take on me. Burnout, quemarse. Okay, quemarse. El síndrome del burnout, yeah, the burnout syndrome. It happens a lot. Set boundaries, poner límites. Set boundaries. Esta palabra de set quiere decir como hacer algo. Poner, por ejemplo. Poner límites. Set boundaries. You can also say set the table. Poner la mesa. Set an example. Ser ejemplo. Okay? It's a good one. Prioritize. Prioritize. Priorizar. Okay? Take control. Tomar control, take control of the situation. And now I'm going to quickly say them one more time para que las podáis repetir conmigo so that you feel really, really comfortable. We're going to go ahead and skip say no, nos la vamos a saltar. And we're going to go ahead and say take on too much, take on too much. Burnout, to burn out. Cuidado porque burnout es una palabra, burn out is a phrasal verb, okay? Keep it in mind. Set boundaries. Prioritize. Take control. All right, very good. So, before we continue, I'm going to go ahead. Actually, since we're at a B2 level, here's what I propose. I'm not going to give you the translation of the text until the very end of the video, okay? Nos voy a dar la traducción. I want you to really try and think of the context and try and connect ideas yourself without being maybe 100% sure of every single word in the text. Aunque no estoy seguros de todas las palabras del texto, okay? Let's try and be smart about this. Before we actually jump onto the exercise, I want you to pause the video and record yourself reading the text for the first time. La primera vez. Okay, you haven't heard me say it. You probably haven't even read the text yet. So, antes de leer el texto, así, sin pensar, sin nada, pausa del video, os grabáis, and come back to me because we're going to get right onto the exercise. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. So, I hope you're back. Now, I hope you didn't feel too scared of that text. And that you didn't judge yourself. Let's hop straight into the training. First, I'm going to read the text as a whole paragraph in a natural kind of rhythm and flow and melody. Then we're going to actually train together and we're going to break it down. Okay, break it down, lo vamos a romper en pedacitos para ir mejorando and progressing. Okay, so here we go. There was a time when I couldn't say no. I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Okay, it's a very good text. We should all apply it. Take some notes if you need. Okay, it's important that you can have something to write on, so you can take some notes and fix some broken patterns. There was a time when I couldn't say no. Couple things here. There. This TH, remember there's only two ways of pronouncing TH in English. There's th, que es la que vibra, ¿verdad? And then there's th, que es la que saca el aire. Th, okay, zapato. So, there was a time, y fijaos que esta S, this S in was, sounds a little bit like a Z, right? There was a time when I couldn't say no. And focus on couldn't as well. Could not, couldn't. I need to hear that NT, okay? The couldn't. All right, it is important. There was a time when I couldn't say no. I kept taking on too much. And feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Whelmed. Overwhelmed. It's a difficult word, okay? Especially some people will say it's not that hard, but it's hard to make it sound natural. Como que cuesta hacerla sonar natural. That's the whole point. We want to make this sound natural. So, I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. How's that rhythm? How's that pace? It was a little bit fast, right? It's okay. Eventually, okay, this is a good one. Eventually, fijaos que no digo eventually, nothing like that. Yo digo como eventually. Si tuviésemos que escribir eventually, sería como even con una tilde en la n, eventually, li, okay? Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. I needed, suave, no hay T, d, okay, needed to set, I see, en el set, needed, suave, to set boundaries. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Okay, let's break it apart a little bit. Prioritize, okay, prioritize, lo alargamos, lo hacemos como más grande y luego ya lo hacemos chiquitito. Prioritize, right? So now we make it smaller, we say prioritize. Yeah, it's nice and soft. Prioritize. Good. Es como una O. What really matters. Of course, I always talk about this. My accent is more American. If I had a British accent, then I would say really matters. Sería ese acento británico, okay? Of course, my natural English accent goes more towards an American. So it's a little bit less and it's a little bit more okay? Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Good. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Okay, nice. So now what you need to do is just pause this video. Just pause the video, record yourself again, and come back because we're going to take it a little bit faster together, okay? So go ahead, pause and come back. 3, 2, 1, and let's start again. I'm gonna read it at a semi-slow pace so that you can follow along with me. The idea is that together, we're gonna say the first phrase at the same time. And then I'm gonna give you the space so that you can actually repeat it on your own. All right? Together, there was a time when I couldn't say no. Together, I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Nice. So you probably felt really comfortable doing that, and I really hope so. That would be amazing. I know I'm speaking to you a lot in English. That's the whole point. Varios de vosotros me habéis dicho que necesitabais esta cosita de que os hablara más en inglés cuando estabais sobre todo en un nivel ya B2, ¿no? So be patient with yourself and be kind, okay? This is important that you can progress accordingly and also just enjoy listening to English. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna read the sentences in a more natural way, and I'm gonna give you the space to read them as well. All right, really trust your hearing, okay? There was a time when I couldn't say no. I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Excellent. And now, last but not least, I'm going to read the whole paragraph. All right? Try to follow with me. Try to just follow with me. Cuando os haga así, empezáis vosotros desde la primera, ¿ok? Entonces va a ser como un eco. Intentad estar relajados para esto y no perderos, ¿ok? It's going to go at a pretty quick rhythm, that's fine. The point is that you try and stay on the lines. No quiero que penséis demasiado. Esto se trata de jugar, imitar y escuchar. That's it. There was a time when I couldn't say no. I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. Y ahora tendréis que acabar vosotros, okay? Good, very good. All right, I'm going to read the text on my own just one more time so that you guys can hear what it sounds naturally in a more fluent kind of natural way. Okay, here it goes. Pay attention, close your eyes, close them, trust your hearing, and just pay attention. There was a time when I couldn't say no. I kept taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. Eventually, I started to burn out. That's when I realized I needed to set boundaries. Now I prioritize what really matters. Saying no helped me take control of my life. All right, and that would be it. That's the whole paragraph. The point is for you to listen, play, and feel comfortable pronouncing these words, okay? Ahora sí, voy a traduciros el párrafo por si acaso alguien se queda con las ganas. Hubo un tiempo en el que no sabía decir que no. Asumía demasiado y me sentía abrumada. Overwhelmed. Con el tiempo empecé a quemarme. Ahí fue cuando me di cuenta de que necesitaba poner límites. Ahora priorizo lo que realmente importa. Decir que no me ayudó a tomar el control de mi vida. Y con esto y un bizcocho, here goes el episodio número 8. I hope you loved it. I hope it was useful. And I really hope you've been practicing your shadowing. Sabéis que esto es un método súper sencillo, súper divertido y sobre todo que al fin y al cabo notáis diferencia very quickly. Now, go ahead and record yourself one last time. Grábate una vez más después de haber hecho todo este proceso y fíjate bien en la primera recording, en el segundo and on the third. Vais a ver un cambio brutal. Tomad apuntes y a mejorar. Vamos a soltarnos de una vez por todas con el inglés. Os mando un besito enorme. I hope you're well. And if you need anything, just comment below. Besito!